Agriculture Minister Bridget McKenzie says customers can expect higher prices for produce, with around 19,000 farming businesses affected by the bushfire crisis. The Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, has announced grants of up to $75,000 will be made available to farmers to help rebuild and recover. For more on this story, I'm joined from the Sunshine Coast by Verity Morgan-Schmidt from Farmers for Climate Action. Thank you so much for your time tonight. AusVeg is predicting that vegetable prices could go up by as much as 50%, with the price rises felt most acutely in Queensland. How much of that is because of the bushfires and how much of that is the drought?
It's a combination of factors that we're experiencing, Karina, and this is the kind of risk that we were warned about many, many years ago. It's when these compounding factors, drought, fires, disruption to supply chains, etc., come together, that we as consumers really start to feel the impacts of climate change.
And these higher prices, that extra money won't flow through to producers, will it? Because the money will go on increased transport and freight costs.
Transport, freight costs, rebuilding infrastructure, etc. There's a long road ahead for farmers to be able to recover, and we really need consumers to recognise that when they're buying produce at the supermarket, they're part of that supply chain as well.
The loss of livestock is also expected to send meat prices higher.
Yeah, it's potentially likely to do so. And I think the other thing that we need to recognise as well, Karina, is that food security isn't just about price. That's obviously an important factor, but it's also about the availability, the quality and the reliability of that food. And as we've seen these unprecedented fire events shut down major arterials, it's all of those factors that have been impacted as well.
So what can be done about securing those future food supplies?
Yeah, so I don't pretend to be an expert in supply chain logistics, Karina, but what we do need to recognise is that this is not just the new normal. These are the impacts that we are experiencing at only 1 degree of warming.
And our apology. Verity Morgan-Schmidt, can you hear me there? Because we just lost your audio for a moment.
Oh, can you hear me, Karina? Regional internet.
No, you were just talking about what we're experiencing with the 1 degree of warming.
Yeah, so what I was saying, Karina, is that we're likely to continue to see impacts increasing and becoming far more expensive unless we start to alter our trajectory and get on the front foot with climate change. And that includes implementing a national strategy on climate change and agriculture.
So let's talk about climate change. Your group is calling for greater action from the government. Are you encouraged by the Prime Minister's slight shift in language on that front over the weekend?
Look, acknowledging scientific reality is obviously very, very welcome, but let's be real here. That's just a first step, and it's something that should have happened quite a while ago. What we now need to see is far greater implementation of climate solutions. That means a clean energy transition. It means support for the agricultural sector to continue to sequester carbon. And it means really looking across all of our supply chains and assessing how we can become a world leader in implementing these sorts of solutions, both on-farm and off-farm.
So what do you say to some farmers who might hold conservative views and don't draw a link between these bushfires and climate change?
Many farmers hold conservative views, but in reality, conservation is actually a core conservative value. This is about risk management. This is about economic risk management. And for farmers and for the broader Australian community, climate change is the biggest economic risk that we face. So this is about managing those risks and about rising to the challenge.
Okay, Verity Morgan-Schmidt, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me on, Karina.